This is episode 272 of the Gold Squadron podcast. I'm your host, Dio Morales, and today I'm joined by Marcel Chitty Chitty Bomb Bomb Marzano.
Ooh, I wonder if that's a copyright strike. You did that pretty well.
Ooh, you're right.
You gotta distort your sound.
Will, list paralysis has set in. Hagwood.
I'm sure I'll figure out what I'm gonna fly before I pack. Surely.
And Ryan, time is flying too fast. Staniszewski.
I'm also in moderate list paralysis, and Gen Con's like around the corner. I don't know what to do. And my son turns 8 months tomorrow. Time flies too fast.
Agreed. 100% agreed. As for announcements and news, we were talking about in our pre-show, Gen Con is around the corner. It is within days. We're going to be there setting up Wednesday because if we haven't said it out loud, I know I've told a bunch of people, I don't know if it's official, so AMG/Asmodee is footing the bill for the internet at Gen Con for us to stream. So thank you to them. So stream brought to you by Asmodee. They didn't say I could officially say that. I can't like put that on the stream, but if they ask me to, I will. Whatever, I don't care. But yeah, I want people to know, like, that's a big deal. We're going to be streaming Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And so, there's X-Wing on Sunday too, right? Is that the cut? Is the cut on Sunday?
That's the finals. So.
Right, yeah. And Sunday. I just want to make sure. I want to make sure.
Kind of a big deal.
So should be a good time. And they invited us to get set up on Wednesday. So that will be very, very helpful. Also, today's podcast brought to you by your GSP patrons. I did post today on Discord. I got in from my family vacation this morning it was this morning. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, that shipments did end up getting delayed from our shipper. They said they had an issue with the manufacturing of the acrylics, but things should begin to ship out this week, a little bit before Gen Con. And I will actually have physically in hand the stuff from Gen Con. So it exists. It exists. There was just a bit of an oopsie that happened, and those should be remedied very soon so that they can get shipped out. Today we're going to start with a very easy, nothing but net here question of the week. It comes from Solfinia on Discord, and the question is, on Vizier, the TIE Reaper, I know that Reapers can execute their aileron maneuvers while ionized, but does it trigger his ability to perform a coordinate off of the adaptive ailerons? Does that work? Yay or nay? And the answer is no. And why is that, Will?
Because if you are fully ionized, you can only perform focus actions.
That's
so
correct.
Even though he did do the ailerons and would be allowed to coordinate, can only focus while ionized.
That's right. So the order of that steps is ailerons. Can I do the ability? The answer is no, because you're ionized. You perform the ionized maneuver, and then you are no longer ionized. As long as you have that token, no way, Jose. No coordinate action.
Man, Reapers can ailerons while ionized?
Yeah.
Wow. That's still a very fast ship. That's pretty impressive.
That's right. Now, we're going to start with we're a little bit behind because I was out of town, but I do want to address something that did come up a week and a little bit ago. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pull it up here. So if you're not aware, the creator of Tabletop.to, who we have worked closely with to run our X-Wing tournaments and all that, made a post on his website, trying to get it nice and center here for you guys. Basically, that October is the last month that TTT will exist. Now, I will tell you, once this my phone absolutely blew up after this announcement happened, because the question is, what are we going to do, right? What's going to happen? Is this going to affect galaxies X, Y, and Z? And the answer is, the reason why that's October 31st and not sooner is because of Galaxies. I will tell you that. Dennis came to me and he said, he basically, all this stuff that he says here where essentially he no longer has time to take care of the website anymore. He was planning on shutting it down sooner, but asked, like, Dion, when would it be okay with you guys? You guys are financially supported and all that. When can we shut it down? And I said, if you could keep it open till November 1st or October 31st, that would be greatly helpful. That way we can finish out Galaxies, get all the data we need, and it would be done from there. So, I will say it has been absolutely an amazing ride for Tabletop.to, and I wish Dennis all the well, because it's something absolutely free that he made. And shout out to the different X-Wing devs that basically reached out to him almost instantaneously, and we're trying to build a solution now that can take over once November hits. Will it look different? Will it still have all the tournament data that was in there before? Probably not. But it's been awesome, and I look forward to seeing where it comes from. I did see some negative reaction to this, like, what the heck? But I mean, the guy's been doing it for free for years, right? So it's all right. I get it. We get tired sometimes. And I will tell you guys, the biggest thing that he was telling me about is basically when he created Tabletop.to, he is a developer, right? A web developer. It was very early in his career, and he's gotten better and better and better. And it's very unstable, is how he explained it to me. I know very little about coding, but essentially is the amount of work to keep it going is, even for small changes, is extensive. A lot of bugs, and it essentially needs a full rewrite at this point is what it needs. And yeah, there you go. Our boy James in the chat says there's a lot of Band-Aid fixes in there, and he just doesn't have it.
At this point, is the Bill and Ted's phone booth after, like, the final trip with, like, the bubble gum and the soup cans and keeping it together?
Pretty much is where we're at there. I like that reference, Marcel. That's a good one. So again, we wish Dennis well and thank him for thinking about the Galactic Championships and saying, hey, let's let you guys write it out. We'll have our finale, and then find a new solution for the future seasons. But wanted to go ahead and hit that. The next thing, Marcel, I want to yeet it over to you. How has XTC been doing?
Man, you need to talk to the captain.
I know, but like, usually you're the one that brings it.
That's fine. Yeah, so actually the Swiss is over. There was 5 rounds, so we got the top 10 teams in. We've got the top 10 teams playing already selected, and I think I think we maybe got 1 or 2 surprises, but for the most part, I think it's. I'd be interested to see how it matches up versus what we originally had said. Our original predictions about a month ago. Mm-hmm. But yeah, good times, and I think the final will be happening in August. What is that? 20. The same as Galaxies, I think, right?
Yeah, that is correct. The 22nd. Now you're making me question it.
I think it's the 27th, or is it the 22nd? Anyway, it'll happen.
August 27th is, I think, the Friday, but as it's in European time zone, we'll shake my fist at that.
Yeah.
Where at some point there will be a majority non-Europeans making the cut at XTC, and we will force the final to be in a different time zone. But for now,
even right now, you've got. We'll go through them, but we got 1, 2. Only 3, 4. We've got 4 out of 6.
It's 4 to 6.
Yeah, 4 out of 6 not European. So that would be Canada, U.S., Philippines, and Australia. Not European time zones, but everyone else is. All right, so they can have it this time, but this will be the last. Do you want to go through the results, Bill, or just real quick for
I listed the amounts. Let's see if I think I still have the challenge pulled up because you asked me about it.
Yeah, I don't think the challenge is up to date, but you've got them listed there.
But we know the winners, though, as games are wrapping up for this final week. Starting with Group A, Spain, and that is the Czech Republic. I guess I'm looking at 2 different things, right? Yes, they take it out of Group A over Wales, Malaysia, and South Africa. There was a bunch of ties, 2 different ties in Group A. That's absurd. Anyways, Group B, Germany claims it. And I got to double check on this one because this one was actually really close. That would be Australia pulls it off. We just said that they had gotten in there. Group C is USA and Canada. Let's go North America. That's what's up. We're good, but they better look out for Canada though too. Group D is England and the Philippines. They both made it in. And then Group E was all Ireland, and I believe this one was also very close. I believe Italy pulled it off with a 3-way tie between Norway and Mexico. So really close there.
So you had in that one, you had Ireland at 4-0. Norway, Italy, and Mexico all at 2-2, and then Scotland 0-4. So it was, I think that was the closest one, right? That was the.
Yes, all the other groups had a 3-1 that had made it in. In fact, I believe, yes, that is correct. Yeah, I was thinking that there was another tie, but no, that was definitely the closest one. Congratulations on all those teams who made it in. And obviously everybody for playing in a lot of, what I would say, like up-and-coming teams, new teams to XCC anyways this year. So that's always good to see.
Yeah, out of those, I mean, let's see, Spain is a return from last year, returning top 10. Czech is not. Germany is not. They missed the cut last year, I believe, right? No, they made the cut. So they're returning from last year.
It just wasn't pretty.
Yeah, it made the cut, but they didn't do great. Australia is
Australia.
New.
No, they might as well be due.
They
did not show up last year.
So Canada did not make it last year either. So we've got Philippines, Canada, Australia, and Czech as new to the top 10. And then the other 6 teams are returning from last year's top 10. So I think that's a pretty good spread. William, who's going to get second place? And I want to hear, because you know who's getting first. All right, non-USA. Who are you guys thinking is going to get top non-USA and bottom non-USA? I'm just curious.
Before we do that, though, I want to slide in here. And if you remember, when XCC started, we made predictions. All right, we made predictions, and I brought up the record. And I would like to congratulate Ryan for getting the most picks correct here. Now, we only did top and group, but in my mind, like, it's essentially saying pick a team who you think is going to end up making the cut, and Ryan ends up getting 4 out of his 5 picks making it into the final stage. Second place, Will, with 3 correct, and myself and Marcel at the lowly bottom, tied for last with only 2 being correct.
Man, I'm really glad we all got.
None of us got Group D right. Not at
Yep.
all.
Well, I'm glad we all got Group C right. Oh,
Now, what
that was
was
USA for the audio listeners. That remember that was where USA was at.
all right? So, sorry, Marcel. What was the challenge / question you had there?
I think just the same way we did predictions last year. I'm curious to see what our predictions are for this year.
Like who's our top non-US and bottom non-US?
Or actually, you can even say top US and top. Like last year, remember we did the top 3, bottom 3.
Yeah.
Out of 10.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
we could.
now do we want to do like top 2, bottom 2 since we have a little less
No.
this year?
No, they were still 10 last year.
No.
It was the
Oh,
top
it's
10.
10.
I
Okay,
got it.
never mind.
It was the same. Yeah.
I got mine. If you guys give you some time to think about.
I'll need a
yours.
minute to set it up. Give me a sec. All right. Oh no, I have it from last year. Okay, we'll just edit the
There you
one
go.
from last year.
There you go.
Save as. It's a beautiful thing. All right. We'll switch here and bring it out. So this is last year. What we did. And for whatever reason, it's frozen. One moment, please. Hello. Well, that's awkward. So go while I wait for that to respond.
Save us an editable document.
Oh, okay. I know what I did.
Anyways,
All right. So what are
mine.
so we had our teams, right? We have it on our notes. Got it. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
ready.
go- Okay. I am going with Canada. They got some well-known talent. We got a chance to play them, and we so close. But they were some real competition. I guess if I'm using those
Be
as
honest,
a
they were the only
measurement.
competition, and that was a 3-2.
Whoa.
That was very close. Now, no disrespect to Switzerland, Serbia, and Hungary, but we won those 4-1 and 5-0.
It was
that was the
handedly.
only.
Yeah.
Those were the only ones that were like a close
Fair
match,
enough.
and I believe Canada
Yeah.
also did 4-1 or 5-0 against everyone else as well.
Yeah,
But we were the only ones that get 2 wins on them.
The Swiss, Serbia, and Hungary, they all had great lists. It was tough
No,
to match
they were good
against them,
matches, but I think there was like a clear
like-
divide between.
Sure. I mean, all the U.S. guys have been playing for like 5 years or more, so using that experience to help us through. But yeah, so I'm saying Canada, and while it would be easy to pick on Italy, who got in at 2-2, I think it's going to be England. They did beat the Philippines. Fair enough. Philippines are coming back in too. But I don't think those guys are ready for the cup.
Oh, so you say you're putting them on the
Pirates.
bottom? Is that?
Yeah, I'm putting them on the bottom.
Oh, my bad.
No, Canada as my non-USA pick. England.
No,
We'll
we're
see.
doing top 3 and bottom 3. We're not doing like
top 3?
first sector. Yeah.
Geez, I got to pick 3 of them.
Just say 3 who's going to get top and 3 on bottom.
I'm going to take then also Germany. And my wild card pick for top is going to be Australia.
You can pick us as well.
Well, then
It's not non-US.
get Germany, get Germany out of there. We're gonna go USA, Canada, and Australia. Now, I don't think Australia's gonna do great, but maybe my encouragement will help them out. You know.
All right.
So I'm rooting for them. My bottom 3: England, I think they had an easy bracket. So I will see what they do in real competition. And I guess I'll put Italy and. Oh, man, not too many other ones. Czech, I guess. Sorry, Czech.
I mean, 3 of them have to be on the bottom, right? You have no choice.
Excited to see you in there, but it's unfortunate that I'm going to put you on my bottom.
All right, I'm gonna jump in here. So top, I'm gonna go USA. I'm gonna believe in Italy. All right. In pizza, I trust. Okay. And I would say I kind of want to throw Australia in there as well, but I'm gonna try to. It's my. I'm taking a risk on this bet in order to try to beat you guys. So I'm gonna be cheering on all Ireland to see if they can close it out. On the bottom, whoops, undo. On the bottom, we're gonna go ahead and say. I mean, it's just fun to pick on England, so I think we're gonna do it. Right? It's historical. It's required. And now I don't want to insult really anybody else, but let's again we're gonna reach. I really liked Team Spain, but this is a hedge to try to win the game. I'll put Spain. And Nobby in the chat saying I could just put England 3 times. Would that count as 3 points? I don't know. I don't know if that's how it works. And I'm gonna put what's the abbreviation for Philippines? Is it MYS?
MYS is Malaysia.
This is Malaysia. What's the
Just I don't know. PHI. maybe.
PHI?
all right?
I think it's FIL. I don't know.
There you go. And I'm going to put Philippines on the bottom. I'm going to put the Philippines on the bottom for motivation. Prove me wrong. All right, I'm done.
All right, I got mine.
Go for it.
Top, we have USA. We have our neighbors to the north, Canada. We have all Ireland. I picked them in my original predictions to make top in that bracket, and they showed up. In no blemish as far as this challenge bracket shows. So, bottom, I'm gonna say time-honored tradition, England. Then we go the reigning champs, Italy. I don't think they look that great this year. And then I don't personally know enough about Czech Republic to back them any further. And I think everyone else that'd be left there, like Spain, Germany, Australia, or Philippines, were all close to that top 3. And I didn't. Czech Republic was towards the bottom, so they got shifted to the bottom 3.
All right, Marcel. All right, here comes the Gold Squadron's greatest trash talker. Here he comes.
All right, let's start with the trash talk. Put USA on top, as you should. All right, who's next? Who do you want next, Kitty? All right, so we're gonna say USA for the top 3. Then we are going with this is a close one. I want to say Canada, but I got a feeling.
I hear a butt in your voice.
Yeah, I got a feeling. I mean, they've got a good team. Obviously, they beat us, but I don't have faith. So we're gonna have USA. You can take that C off. see. I think.
You see what Mega Silver said in the
I'm
chat?
gonna reach a little bit, and I'm gonna say.
Man, Marcel, if you want the best trash talk, just do USA.
There you go. All right, but I'm honestly trying to think. I think Germany's gonna rebound from last year, and then the biggest trash talk is gonna be. I'm gonna put England in the top 3.
Oh.
I'm gonna go against the 3 guys. I think England's got a good one this year.
Was this some reverse psychology? Make them think they got it.
No, I think they really got a good one. And for the bottom, I'm going to say the Czech, just because I think they're a little bit newer. Stop it, cat. He's like snapping at the camera. I'm going to say Czech Republic. I'm going to say Italy. And the last one, I'm gonna put all Ireland down there. I think they're gonna choke. 4-0, and then they're gonna choke. I'm actually gonna go as far as saying all Ireland will not just be bottom 3; they will be bottom.
Oh, wow! Bottom of the stack.
Someone picked a new fight.
I'll give them 2 wins. That's how much. I give you guys 2 wins. If you win 3, I'll eat crow. If you can get 3 wins.
All right, so he doesn't even put Canada on the radar. Neither did I. But all right, well, we will. It is saved in the Gold Squadron archives. We will return to this when we are done to see who was the winner. Again, as of right now, just looking at Swiss, Ryan Stanley on top right now with those predictions. All right. What do you guys want to hit first? You guys want to hit Gen Con prep or talk about the Hanover top 16 first? What you feeling?
I feel like the Hanover
top 8 probably better.
Top 8 better? I mean, we got it all. We had to pull it ourselves, but we have it all.
I mean, we can give like the cut breakdowns and stuff like that, but 16 lists, unless we go through them pretty quick, 16 lists can take a minute.
You'd be surprised, because there's about only 8 lists in there.
Is it all the FO ones? Like when they were on stream, I saw like 3 games on stream. It was like FO list.
FO's good. Well, let's jump right
FO list over and over again.
You not have the I would say more successful method of putting streams on and alternating games that doesn't have the same list 2 or 3 times. Especially in Swiss when you have a lot of options.
I mean, it happens. At Adepticon, I was hurting for a non-Republic list. And
I'd say I very much
can't find them
appreciate
sometimes.
the streams that did go on. That a lot early day work mornings, X-Wing streams. It's good.
All right, so let me go ahead and clean this up to make it a little easier for y'all to see. And we'll go ahead and switch it over here. It's too big. There we go. All right, so I have not seen there wasn't a Tabletop.to breakdown of this. We had to pull the Swiss information from both of their day 1 and day 2 and just kind of slap it together in what it's called, a Google Sheet. But we're going to go ahead and start at the top with our winner of the event, Adrian Didich, who brought, this is a General Grievous with outmaneuver, impermeable plating, Solus 1. Cad Bane with elusive, heavy laser cannon, ion cannon, Xanadu blood, and proximity mines. 2 bombardment drones, decked out a little different here. One has proximity mines, independent calculations, landing struts. The other one, seismic charges, cluster mines, independent calculations, and landing struts. We have a separatist drone and also DFS 81. If I'm not mistaken, that sounds really familiar. Is that the same list that won the last Galaxies?
No, but it was
They're
second
very
place.
similar.
It was in the finals. Very
That's
close.
what it was.
My guess is, without looking at the other list, it had both prox mines for the bombardment drones and not the separate cluster seismic. And then I think both 081 and the SEP drone had Discord missiles, whereas 081 opted for energy shells in this one and only one Discord missile. Not sure which one's more correct, but both seem to do pretty well.
All right. In second place, hit me, Ryan.
All right, we got Thomas Schulte, aka Ketch, running double decimator in 3 TIE fighters. Those 2 decimators are Morniki and Captain Oikin. The TIE fighters Wampa and 2 ISP Jingoists. Wampa with elusive, 1 ISP Jingoist with over 2 modulators, the other one with cloaking device. Very objective focused ship, staying cloaked, doing scenario actions likely. Captain Oikin, Ruthless, Death Trooper's 5th brother, and Dauntless. Morniki with Ruthless, Darth Vader, 000, and BT-1. Those Death Troopers, especially if you start blocking things or things cause bumps and they want to consider taking that stressful focus, may think twice. Because getting out of the way of those Death Troopers on a big base is really difficult, as they will lock you stressed even if you do complete your blue maneuver.
I think another thing, just looking at this list, is with the current pace of the game, with objectives, like these decimators are making it's easier for them to get to the end game. At least it feels that way. Oh,
I mean, you have to know if you're going against this list. Can I bring a decimator down, and let alone 2? Right. Oikin is definitely the most mortal because Morniki does have the ability to have reinforce more often than Oikin, or maybe even double reinforce with her ability to swap it from the front to the back to the front. But you are denying a lot of tokens via Vader crew and Death Troopers. You're putting crits in there with BT-1 and 5th brother, which is also really helpful. These decimators are probably ruthlessing off each other, and maybe even the TIE fighters too. ISB Jingoist, the highest initiative, it was very interesting. The highest initiative in the final was 4. When's the last time we had a final where there was no ship above I-4?
It's been a while.
To look deep for that one, I think.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, the big baddies have been Vader and Wedge, right? I mean, Vader, Wedge, and Kylo.
Django as well.
Django, yeah, I'd say.
Yeah, Django to a point, yeah, too. And especially Schulte's list, Thomas's list, it's just a ton of beef. Before this version of X-Wing, would you have ever imagined being able to field two named, what are they called? Decimators, and 3 named TIE fighters? I mean, think about the amount of health. I mean, I remember when Al Locatos was running 2 decimators and it was bad enough. Now you got 2 decimators fully loaded, plus 3 additional named ships with triggers, abilities, and upgrades. It's just, it's just bananas.
You could have maybe convinced me back when that this could fit in the list, but there'd be like 0 upgrades on it.
Right. Now you got all kinds of toys. All right, so you got to watch out for those double decimator. I would say if I see this across the table at Gen Con, I will have no idea what to do. But you know what? I'll figure that out. I'll figure.
Oikin's easier to kill.
Oikin is probably the most important to kill, right? I mean, that's...
he is one of the most disruptive, too.
And mostly those Death Troopers are so debilitating, because now everybody's like, well, I'll just bump and, it doesn't matter where I bump. I'll just take the stress and focus. Not anymore.
If you do the distance math, if you don't have a 5 straight blue... You're not, if you're moving before Oikin. If you're moving after Oikin, that's a different story, but he could just bump into you on purpose just to keep you stressed and watch you try and fly by him. And to get outside of Oikin's range 1, I'm pretty sure it has to be a 5 straight. A 4 straight won't cut it.
All right, well, let's keep it going here, Marcel. We got Quarantine Row in making it in the top 4.
All right, and he's flying the Kylo Ren Shatter Shot, Instinctive Aim, Elusive Concussion Missiles, Advanced Optics and Munitions Failsafe, Commander Malrus with Marksman Cluster Missiles, Scorch with Predator Fanatical Optics, and then the 2 FO Bombers with Electroshaft Missiles, Dread with Skilled Bombardier and Proxy Mines, Grudge with Elusive Skilled Bombardier, Proxy Mines, and Delayed Fuses. I don't know if it's the exact same list that everybody's been flying for ever and a half.
I think the difference I see is the delayed fuses. That's a little bit of a twist.
Okay, but I mean, for the most part, it's the same. It's the same ships for sure. It's effective. It was all over the place. It seemed to do well. It does well against. It does well against most things. It probably would have done well. I'm curious how that game went, but probably would have done well against that double decimator list, being able to just prevent it from getting actions and jamming it and things like that. But
Was that the matchup, or did
I have no idea.
Okay.
But I'm assuming it has the potential to do well against it because in that double decimator list reinforces your friend. Ruthless is there to be your offensive modifier, reinforces your friend.
All right, and then
I got nothing else to say.
Okay.
People fly too much.
All right, next in our other top 4 player, Nicholas God here, bringing a scum list. Will?
All right, this is Cass Scarlet in the Fire Spray with Fearless Ahsoka Tano, Seismic Charges, Marauder, and that Veteran Tail Gunner. Iman Azamin, he's got Electro Chaff Missiles, Savage Oppress, Slave One, and Veteran Tail Gunner. Q9 with the Child, Mandalorian, BT1, Babu Frick, and the Razor Crest. So if you notice a theme here, Force, Crew, and Medium Base. So Katha and Iman can both shoot forward and back with Veteran Tail Gunner. Plus they can launch Electro Chaffs in addition to the Seismic Charges. And man, the math on a reinforced Child Q9 is pretty impressive as well. So this is I still think about this as like 2 ace and a tank. But it's the weirdest combination of those kind of ships, though. But it works. I mean, double shooting your fire sprays front and back arcs seems to be very smart. I can see why Nicholas God did very well with this.
All right, and let's go ahead and go through the top 8. So we have Antonio. Uva. Antonio Uva bringing a different first order list, different taste here. We have Nightfall. Nightfall is a TIE silencer, correct, friends? Yay, nay?
No, he's a Whisper. These are all Whispers.
Ah, Whisper. There it is.
The
Nightfall.
5 Whisper list that someone, I would hope, unless they have a lot of money, borrowed some. So otherwise, that's 5 Fury the First Order packs.
Those boxes are $60 each. So
a little bit less. So, yeah.
MSRP. It's expensive.
Worth.
So Nightfall with Fanatical Proton Rockets, Sensor Scramblers, and Enhanced Jamming Beam, Jamming Suite, all of them have that. Whirlwind with Fanatical Predator Proton Rockets, Sensor Scramblers, and the Suite. And then we have 3 709th Legion Aces with Proton Rockets and Sensor Scramblers as well. So you have 5 cloaked silencers at the start of the game, if I am remembering those upgrades correctly, and they can move. They can move fast. I could see how the this can definitely cover a lot of ground in the opening of a game. Sounds a bit scary.
Yeah, imagine you only have 4 ships and they have 5 jam actions. So That's not going to go very well for you.
And you can't lock them until they're uncloaked.
Nice. Now, remind me here. Sensor scramblers. That is the condition on that is if you're at the end of the turn, if you're within range 3, you have to get rid of the cloak token. Is that correct?
Correct.
0 to 3 if there's a enemy ship at range 0 to 3 of you, you have to either decloak or discard your cloak token. So you can't just fail a decloak and still keep it.
All right. Cool. All right. So that is that list is a pretty penny and a a lot of jam. A lot of jam.
I think if you talk to other miniatures gaming and we're like, that list costs $300, so they were like, what? That's so cheap. I think us playing X-Wing is skewed what we think is actually expensive in miniatures gaming.
You're right. We're spoiled. We're a little spoiled. That's our nature, though. All right. Let's keep it going. Ryan, let's take a look at our next list from Cormac Higgins.
Cormac brought Hound in the Lat it's a Republic list. Hound in the Lat with Yoda, 7th Fleet Gunner, and Agile Gunner. A loadout I've come to actually like when I've tried out some Republic stuff. Mace Windu in the Aether Sprite, Titan Perception, R4, P17, the what I would call Pattern Analyzer droid. 2 charges that you can do actions when you fully execute a red. And CLT, Calibrate Laser Targeting. You have Obi-Wan also in the Aether Sprite, using Elusive, CLT, and Shield upgrade. Then you have Anakin Skywalker. Let me make sure this is the Ada, I believe. Yeah, because it has a cannon with Compassion, Patience, Marksmanship, Shield upgrade, R2-D2, and Jamming Beam. Not even opting for a cannon, just sticking with the... I mean, it has Jamming Beam, but I mean like a damage-dealing cannon. Your ion cannon would be the main user, which... I had assumed a lot of people might try out Ion Cannon, higher initiative Ion Cannon, for the anti-lock stuff. If anything goes to lock you, you can shoot with Ion Cannon. As long as you get them Ion, they have to dump all their locks. But this is a very stripped down Ada that has a lot of small upgrades besides Shield upgrade and R2-D2. So it is a healthy, survivable Anakin. And that 7th Fleet Gunner help boosting up 2 CLT ships and an Ada.
Very cool, very cool. Next, we have Dale Cromwell, one of our good friends from across the pond, as well as Cormac. Dale and Cormac came out to Adepticon. They're like, we believe in Dion. Let's play in the first ever Objectives World Qualifier. So that was pretty cool. Shout out to them. What did Dale bring, Marcel?
I don't know. What is that? What they told you?
No, I know that they had the trip planned already, so they came anyway.
No. They told me they were expecting you to burn it down, so they wanted to have one last hurrah before you killed it.
Oh,
so,
okay, cool.
Congrats for not destroying it.
Yay!
So Dale's flying Vader with Brilliant Evasion, Elusive, Pattern Analyzer, Fire Control System, and Afterburners. X1 Vader, if the Afterburners didn't give it away. Vizier with Emperor Palpatine. Moff Gideon with Ruthless False Transponder Codes. Moff Gideon, there's 2 Gideons in there. Is that the one that gets the extra die, or is that the one that...
This is the 2 charges. If a friend is next to an enemy at range 0 to 1, you can spend one of those 2 charges, and they cannot modify their defense dice. Very powerful effect.
That is scary.
Combined with Ruthless and the other ships you're about to mention. Very dangerous.
The ISB Jingoist with Deadman Switch ×2, and then Wampa with Ruthless. So it's a lot of self-killing and Deadman Switch. So I'm curious how often all of that happened, where you're just killing yourself in order to guarantee hits and then guarantee the damage after the effect as well. So that's pretty cool.
All right, and our last top 8 will hit me. This is Kai Krupp.
All right, Kai Krupp, bringing a Different Darth One, X1 Vader. This one's got hate, elusive, pattern analyzer, and afterburners. And this, instead of going with Palpatine, using Howl Runner with Swarm Tactics, elusive, and targeting computer, must have an extra point in there. Leading a TIE Fighter mini swarm here with Iden, 2 Jingoists, and Wampa. So you get the Iden protection, you get the Howl Runner rerolls, and Howl Runner boosting Wampa up to Initiative 5 to try to get that 3rd attack dice from that ship sooner in the initiative before someone can shoot at it. This is man, I always have a hard time taking Vader without fire control system, but I guess if you just shoot at something and the TIE Swarm kills it, you're probably gonna have to pick up a new lock at some point. What do you guys have an opinion on hate versus brilliant evasion? Man, because I always feel like brilliant's better, but I guess that's not exactly true.
Though, right? One's 2 more points than the other.
I mean,
so what else was someone giving up? Looks like fire control system.
Fire control system.
Yeah.
Because people have been loving elusive pattern analyzer.
Yeah, it just feels bad when you're starving yourself of force with Vader. So it's
That's true.
Yeah, I think, and it also makes you more comfortable spending that focus on offense if you get like three blanks or something.
Well, which one are you talking about? Because they're both similar in that regards, that they help you save force.
No, one of them helps you regenerate force after receiving something negative. The other one helps you avoid negative altogether.
But
Right.
one is also much less mathematically common to occur, being brilliant evasion versus just hate existing. Like you mitigate things to 1 damage and help get your force regen back. That's 2 force back for 1 damage taken if you mitigate your damage.
Take no damage and use fire control system. Violence, aggression.
Choose violence. This is what we do here. And what we'll do is we'll take some quick hits here on the top 16, the other 8 lists. As we just take some peeks here, you'll see some common trends. We have Arnie K bringing Django CAD DFS 81. That was the winning list of the last galaxies. Very similar there. Benedict Linked bringing Django with Grievous and some. We got a Separatist drone, DFS 81, bombardment drone, Bobby 802, Boba Kashka, and Kanan Jarrus in the Hawk. Fun Walk, friend of the show, bringing that FO list that we talked about earlier with Kylo, Malrus, Scorch, Dread, and Grudge. Martin Espinel probably brings the most different thing that we've seen. What do we got there, Will?
All right, he has brought a backdraft with Fanatical, Optics, and Special Forces, Muse, it's a TIFO, and without a target for and Shield Upgrade, Malrus with Marksmanship and Cluster Missiles, Gideon Hask in the Psy Shuttle, Project Edition, Elusive, Biohex, Tactical, Agent Terex, and Major Von Reg with Daredevil, Proton Rockets, and Shield Upgrade. So, Malrus is a great piece. I think we all understand that. Backdraft, I think, is really great. So glad to see him there. That 3-dice rearc, being able to, you're just a tiny fire spray at that point, right? Mm-hmm. You're a 6 health fire spray. Great job. And you can double modify your offense with Fanatical and Optics. Solid. I don't really understand Muse in this. Muse is 3 points, I'm pretty sure. That's my biggest question. But I think it's because of Major Von Reg with that Daredevil and Proton Rockets. If you're doing a lot of Daredeviling with Von Reg, you can get yourself stress. Plus, you can clear off Malrus's stress as well for the ability. So you can keep her dial more open, even K-turn, which is something she can't normally do. So I guess there's a little bit of synergy there. But this is still utilizing a lot of the tactics we see in other lists, which is they're all like the pieces, if you will, right? You get your cheap, efficient jousters and those FO. You got a great support ship between coordinating with Tactical Officer and Ancient Terex through Gideon. You have an ace Image of Von Reg, and they essentially have a fast turret in Backdraft. So really taking all the best pieces and shoving them into one list. Pretty interesting to not see Kylo or any bomber at all in this First Order list.
And the last list I wanted to jump down to, because it's the most kind of different one that I've seen, has some pilots that we haven't heard of in a long time. Surfing Finn, not sure of their actual name, but that's how it was posted on the bracket. Ryan, go ahead and tell me a little bit about this. What do we got here?
So we have a scum list running Gamut Key. We've seen that a little bit, but running Hondo Onaka for the coordinate instead of Protector Gleb. 1 point cheaper, allows for some of the better 3-point elicits, such as going with overtune modulators. You have another Hawk in Palab Gadali, running Notorious IG-11, the new IG crew that self-destructs itself. When I first saw that card, I thought a Hawk such as Palab might actually work pretty well with it. Seemed to have worked for Surfing Finn himself. Dead Man Switch as well on top of that. So the double explosion, just found a rules clarification. The Dead Man Switch the IG-11 explosion happens first. So the crit happens before the Dead Man Switch hit. For anyone who needs to make sure the order's correct. And Moldy Crow. Then you have the Outer Rim Pioneer. Who remembers what ship that even is?
That is the Scum Falcon?
Nope. Try again.
No, that's Outer Rim Smuggler.
Oh wait, is this the escape shuttle?
Yes, that's the escape shuttle that is unique, but it's not L3 and it's not Lando. It's the one that allows friendly ships at range 0 to 1 to still attack while on obstacles. Or rock, I think it's rock. It might be rock specifically. Will, you got that?
I think it's obstacles. I think it's just obstacles. It just only used to work on rocks because we shot on all the other obstacles.
True that.
Yep.
Value up.
Make sure if there's any size restriction for us. Yeah, just friendly ships, not small, not medium, not large. It's any can perform attacks. It doesn't mean you ignore the obstacle when you do your maneuvers or moves, though. Just you can still perform attacks. Then you have the Outer Rim Pioneer has Tactical Officer, so another type of coordinator, and composure. Probably because the 1 point was left, nothing else to do. I think marksmanship might just be more useful, but either way, Sarasu with proton torpedoes. So you have a great alpha platform there with the coordinators around, and Manaru running Ion Cannon, Miggs Mayfield, Hot Shot Tail Blaster, Punishing One, and R3 Astromech. So there's a lot of potential double shooting happening with that list between wherever you can point your side arc. You have the Hot Shot Tail Blaster elicit, and you also have the Ion Cannon at the front. Miggs Mayfield, just get to that real quick because that's a card that we haven't seen a ton of.
That's the one that if you shoot, you can shoot an additional ship that has a red or orange token on it.
After you perform a front arc attack, so whether it is your primary front. Oh, wait, actually, no, you would need the Ion Cannon because the Jumpmaster doesn't have a primary front, even if you point it to the front. So basically, for this mana in particular, after you perform that Ion Cannon attack, you may perform a rear arc or turret attack as a bonus attack against a different target with one or more red or orange tokens. So you can do a couple things here. You could do a Ion Cannon front, and you could do a Hotshot Blaster back. Or you could do an Ion Cannon front, and then wherever your turret's pointed, even if it's still the same direction as the Ion Cannon. as long as the enemy ship has one or more red or orange tokens, which with linked actions and bump focuses, probably should come up a couple times a game.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. So thank you to the TO of the Hanover event and the players over there for giving us some cool lists to take a look at and seeing some possible emerging tech out of Scum. I would say most of the things that we saw out of Separatists and the First Order were things we expected. A little bit of a twist in the First Order, but yeah, maybe some emerging tech out of Scum.
Was there a single Defender, Vader, or a single Wedge on there?
Not in the top 16. Not in the top 16.
Maybe not the Boogeyman after all, huh?
Not yet.
Or people got bored of playing it.
That's true.
I think there's a lot of counters for one for sure. I think Vader Defender is still, if he gets loose, you got to catch him the right way. Mm-hmm. But I think there's plenty of counters for the Rebel Alpha at this point.
Well, it might transition really well into our Gen Con preview as we discuss how things have developed. Meta shifting, changing, evolving, what to expect at Gen Con, so on and so forth.
That's right. So this week we have Gen Con coming up. There are 3 heats going into the cut on Sunday. So there's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. 64 players each day. Now, if you read the original format, it was kind of weird. They were trying to take 10 people on each day. It was very strange. And I understand what they were trying to do, and I think it was like, without breaking down the math, it was like, 30 people, it makes sense. But the requests, including from myself, and the TO and a couple other people, made it to the top and was like, it created a problem because they still wanted to do top 32 was the rumor, and then there was this awkward well, if I didn't stick around after Thursday and I was that person. Anyway, it's changed. 6 rounds, 5-1s make it to day 2, and there are no ties, which is something that is different than the tournament rules. No ties. There will be a player order roll, and the winner of that, if you have a tied score at the end, you will be the winner for that round. So that's interesting. And I figured we should answer a quick question here. When is everybody flying? When's ever flying? I know you and I, Ryan, are flying on Friday.
Correct. Will got it wrong. Someone said Will said I was flying Thursday. I was thinking about Thursday, but I happened on Friday.
Oh. Well, that's sad then. But okay. But happy that I don't have to play in a Swiss round with you.
So, Will, you're playing on...
We might never see each other.
I hope we do.
Yes. Top cut later, right?
I'm in at Gen Con, but...
for sure.
Yeah, so I am Thursday, bright and early.
All right. And Marcel, what about you, buddy?
Saturday.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So, we all are taking our crack at it, and super excited, of course, to also be streaming. And with those days being staggered, shout out to Will. He'll be covering the stream for me on Friday while I get to play a little bit. So super excited.
Do we all
about
already
that.
know our factions at least?
I know my era. Don't know my faction. I know my era. It's gonna be prequel. I don't know which yet.
So
I'm not flying Vader. I mean, that's what I've narrowed it down. I don't want to fly First Order anymore. I'm getting so sick of it.
You said you are not Vader and not First Order?
I don't want to. I honestly would feel bad flying Defender Vader. I don't enjoy it. It does not feel right. But
It's very boring to me.
I was looking at those Decimator builds, but I mean, I can't just like pick up a Decimator build and start flying it around. I mean, they have purpose. They're not just what do I want to say? I guess I've flown a lot of Falcons lately, though, so maybe.
After
no.
Gen Con, Decimator lists are on my radar to just try out. Maybe not the double Decimator, but the one Decimator and lots of TIE fighters.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Carey is flying something super similar at the 312 Showdown. I guess everything is a Showdown now. But he had a 7-point Vader instead of the 7-point second Decimator. So, but similar-ish list.
In my heart, I want to fly Scum. The problem is that I have not played a single Scum list in the last
I can give you lists.
however many months. I guess that's not true. I tried out the Razor Crest
Yeah, I
list
was gonna say you're flying the Mandalorian.
that Ryan had given me, but I was 100% trash with it. I didn't really understand how to use it. But
It's probably a very outdated Razor Crest build at this point.
yeah, for sure. But I think I'm going to end up flying the First Order list only because that's the only thing that I've practiced. Like, it just makes it's a smart thing to do because it's the only thing I have familiarity with.
The game that I played against. Oh, so,
I was always going to say, fly what you know.
Yeah, the game I played a game against Dion last week in person. One game, and that was the only game I have played since Adepticon.
In person.
In person, yeah. I mean, I've played, obviously, we were doing XCC, so I've played online. But in person, that is the only game that I played in person. So no matter what I fly, it's going to be like, hey, what's up?
Hey, whatever. No, I remember the last Gen Con before COVID times. I went in bringing a resistance list and I changed it out on like the day before. It worked out. So just go with that strategy and just bring a couple lists and like change things out.
That was the joke I was making earlier. Is that like, man, I hate bringing multiple lists to a tournament because you're never going to feel right about the one you bring. You know, it's always going to be, I should have flown the other one. My matchups would have been great.
Bro, of course. Hindsight, right?
Yeah.
You know, when you talked about the First Order list, I'd considered that because I have had a lot of experience with the FO bombers in the past, but I have zero experience with Kylo TIE Whisper, like none, not a zilch, and I feel like that's a large part of the list that matters quite a bit.
He's like a 2 agility Ada that can't reposition very well.
I'm not. Nope.
Yeah. For me, I would probably want to fly the Rebel. You know, that like similar to what Tommy's flying in XCC and what Bartok. You know, the Rebel Alpha, the Luke,
Torps,
Wedge, Colby, and because that's something that I've flown a version of, whether it's with Corn Horn or whatever. But I've flown a version of that for going back 3-4 years.
Right.
So it would be easy to pick up, but I just think there's too many people gunning for it already, or naturally building against it because of the potential that it shows up. So I'm probably going to go with a 3-ship list. So I'm still debating on like what the actual 3 are, but it'll be a 3-ship list. It'll either be 3 YVs, it'll be a YV, a Slaver, and a Q9, but something like that, just because I like the Q9 that, well, who was it? The one that had the Q9 with the child. And, I like that Q9.
The reinforcing child.
Yeah, because the idea of having
impressive.
that Q9, Bosk, and let's say, either Tel'Truvur or Manaru, it gives you a lot of, there's just a lot of good 3-ship options. And
I mean, I think, in my opinion, it's most of Scum. Scum doesn't really have too many 4-ship options these days.
When Dion was talking about it, I'd give him a 4-ship that feels solid.
Did it have a Hawk in it?
It has a Boba.
Okay.
Start there. And it had a hawk, actually, too.
Yeah, it's always got a hawk.
You have to.
You
It's
go up to
required.
4 ships.
Like,
It's 4. It's a
just
hawk.
real quick, sticking to 3-ship list. I think another 3-ship list that also is viable is a 3-ship CIS list with Django, Grievous, and then find something else for 7 points. I mean, there's a number of 7-point ships, whether it's a
Cad Bane and a vulture.
That's
a 4-ship, but that's 4 now. Now you get to 4s.
Pre-Vizsla, Dooku Infiltrator. Yeah.
Yeah, or Pre-Vizsla is the gauntlet, right?
Yep.
He's the
Yeah, so
guy
you
that
can
rolls
do-
an extra attack dice.
Extra
you
attack
can get
die
the
every other
gauntlet.
turn.
Grievous. Actually, I did play that this week. I lost, but it felt pretty good because you could put the commandos on Pre-Vizsla, and then your 3-ship list automatically turns into a 5 guns.
I do think, in terms of 3 ships outside of Scum, I think Resistance might have one of the best ones in Ray, Poe, and then 5-point Thing, whether it's Zori or ZZ or a T-70 like Snap. That's pretty fast. That kind of stands out to me. I mean, it hasn't performed well as of late, but before, maybe it was early of this current edition or current rule set of the game, or during the later end of the first iteration of AMG set, and where Poe Ray Zori was doing pretty well. Hasn't shown up as much recently. I think even as tanky as Ray's can be, she can be burned with a lot of these ships and not be in good positions because of all the blocking potential the other ships can put her in. Marcel, to your point when you were talking about those alpha lists and getting teched against, I think one thing to bring up that people need to have a plan for, it's not even just the alphas anymore. Because in theory, people's reactions to the alpha, one of the stronger reactions was bring chaff clouds, right? Especially on the FO bombers, because they get the system phase boost and throw out the chaff. A lot of people started bringing on everything. We saw it on the fire sprays, and the 2 fire sprays and Han Falcon or the Q9. I've tried it on a couple things even outside of that. We even saw it in the simple Django Zam plus a Hyena carrying a chaff cloud. Mm-hmm. It turns out chaff cloud isn't only good against alphas. It's good against a lot of things, denying space, denying actions, stressing opponent ships. So I think if you're going to plan for something that's probably going to show up a lot as a piece, plan for chaff clouds. Maybe even more than torpedoes now. Because chaff clouds are likely what is pushing torpedoes out and finding out what can still work. Because the trick isn't to not get... I mean, you can do what you can to not get chaffed. But it's going to happen, especially against an FO bomber. They're going to find you. They're going to chaff you. It's, can you make what they're chaffing less valuable than something else you'd rather not get chaffed? Can you make it more difficult? Can you make them dive harder for it? Ignore objectives just to get to you. Maybe that was a mistake. So it's not an if you get chaffed. It's a when. You will get chaffed. You gotta know how to mitigate it.
Prepare your mind, prepare your heart. Love it. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time, and of course, the best part of X-Wing is just gonna be able to hang out with you guys after the event, before all the stuff that happens in between. Is going to be a super good time. Other things happening that weekend. Shout out to our guy Wade Pache. He's been working on his game Aerodome. If you guys remember, we got to preview the beta during Adepticon. He's going to be at Gen Con in the new game. There's a new game section. I'm sorry, Wade, that I'm forgetting the exact name. But essentially, you have the ability to play and try out the newest version of that game. So shout out. Yeah, so super excited for that. And I did see a couple folks in the chat asking, like, what other events are coming up. We actually have a bunch listed under upcoming events, ones that we are associated with. anything from in person to online. So let's go ahead and give you a few of those. So August 27th and 28th, we have the Oricon Galactic Qualifier. It's an online event happening during the Eastern USA time zone. Next in-person event after Gen Con is the Nova Open. I saw somebody say they're up in Philly. You need to go to the Nova Open. That's right in your backyard. It's in Washington, D.C., not too far away. That's happening September 2nd through the 4th. We're going to be streaming there. We have in September, we have the 17th, we have Korriban, another Galactic Championship qualifier. The 23rd through the 25th of September is Crate Cup, a team event in North Carolina. So go ahead, head to our Discord. You'll see the list, and there's more stuff planned after that. So should be a good time. I believe there's an event being planned in Buffalo in November, and once we get information for that, we'll get that posted. But should be a good time. Super excited about it. Anything else about Gen Con before we head into our spoilerific Andor discussion? By the way, if you didn't see, Andor full trailer has been released, and it looks awesome. Anything about Gen Con?
Come and see us. Come say hi.
Yes.
Don't be afraid.
I promise we don't bite.
We come there to see you guys too. Like playing games is second, seeing everybody is first.
And if I remember, Will, you got to remind me. We'll have swag for you guys. We'll have some stuff to hand out. What will that be? I don't know. We'll just grab. We got a whole basement full of stuff. Just got to grab something and go. So,
I know one thing that I can contribute to the swag for. It's very edible. They're called cookies.
Oh, God.
Dion's like wincing, like I know how good those are.
So
Guess
good.
what day I'm bringing them?
They're
day
too
I'm
good.
Probably playing.
You're a bad man. You're a bad man. All right. Cool. So if you don't want to hear us talk about Andor, the trailer, this is your time to skedat. We'll see you next week. But we're getting into it. Guys, I love Cassian Andor. He's my guy. Okay? He's right here. Little bobbly there. In my background. Just want to confirm. You all three watched the trailer? You guys watch it? You haven't watched it.
Didn't watch it, the trailer.
Click the link. Watch the trailer on your own here.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it right now.
Fun.
But yeah, I'm super excited about it. We'll go ahead and let's see if I can get it to play without any audio. One moment, please, as I copy the link.
Cause any copyright?
Not for usually not for a trailer. Usually,
I think that's probably right too. It's when you replay the actual full content is where they're like, "Hey, wait a minute, what are you doing this on a stream?"
Stop that. All right, there you go. There's the bootleg way by Marcel. He goes, this is.
He's that person with a camera in the theater.
There we go. So, I'll go ahead and take a peek here and adjust this. Where's my browser? I can't find it.
I guess while you're getting this set up, just for anyone who's still here and waiting for that Andor talk after the trailer, Dion's about to play and Marcel watch it. Very basic stuff that I wanted to let people know for Gen Con. Stay hydrated, bring snacks. It can be a long day. Go check out the con. Like, the days you're not playing, go. If you haven't been to Gen Con, it's awesome. Go do other things. Go check out other games. Make new friends. Meet people. There's probably gonna be plenty of nights where we all like meet up somewhere and have dinner. Might not all be at the same place. Pocket Group was one way, Pocket Group was another, but mix and mingle, have fun, but stay hydrated and stay filled. Have your food when you need it.
Mm-hmm. And after X-Wing, come play Coup with us. All right. And all the other
players
fun.
Can you have in Coup?
It's six players. We can swap it around. It's a super fast game. It's really fast. I'm sure people will bring other social games All the typical ones, I'm sure, will pop up. But we'll go ahead and just kind of let this play in the background. Man, so the biggest thing that I pulled from this trailer, looking at it, was that it looks so good. Like, not to rag on Kenobi, but this looks more cinematic to me. Do you guys get that same feeling?
Yeah, if you told me this was a trailer for a movie, I'd believe you.
Yeah.
And like right now, the movies and the TV series are just as desirable for everyone to watch. But I mean, the visuals and the shots you see in this trailer are stunning. Lots of colorations in some areas, especially towards the end where it's jumping from shot to shot. Didn't know how soon you want to go into the specifics on some of these shots.
I mean, go ahead.
I mean, to me, I agree. Like, it feels just like big. There's, I forget what the scene. There's a scene in Obi-Wan where it feels like very small. It's when they're trying to get through the door, and like it reminds you of like, oh yeah, I'm watching a TV show. But yeah, I agree. I haven't seen much of that. Didn't get that feel. It feels very big.
It does. I did hear some whispers like they had more, like compared to some of the other shows that they've done so far, they had more like practical sets and on location shoots.
And I'm really excited to see what we have seen already. Some of the shots of Imperial controlled Coruscant. That Senate floor had that Imperial logo on the bottom of it. It looked super cool. And
Yeah.
the shots of Coruscant and everything that's going on with that.
Absolutely.
I'm probably going to be one of the only ones that says this. I just saw it, just finished it. One, it looks amazing. It looks way better than... it looks way more interesting for my personal taste than a lot of the stuff that's been out. It's just a little more gritty and dirty, and I liked Rogue One better than most of the other Star Wars as a standalone movie. But it actually made me a little bit nostalgic and wanting two specific characters. I had no idea why those two characters stood out to me, and they're not going to be part of this at all. One is Kira. I don't know why. It just made me want to see Kira. And then the other one was Childish Gambino version of Lando. I don't know why. Like, it just those two characters. I know they're like different eras and different stuff, but I was like, I kind of want to see those two.
Yeah, wait for that. Aldrin, what's that? Killian? No, I'm thinking of the MCU guy. What's the Han Solo actor? You gotta wait for that sequel to be getting those two characters back.
I don't think they're gonna do a sequel, but I mean, the whole Kira and then going into like Darth Maul and Kira, like that whole thing had me like I was sold into it, and then just Childish Gambino as a whole. What's his, Donald Glover? I think Danny Glover.
Yeah,
no,
Donald
Glover's
Glover,
the older one.
That's Donald, yeah.
Donald Glover is just, I just thought he played that one brilliantly, and he's just great. Period. So it'd be nice to see a Star Wars series focused around him. I think it would be awesome. But this one right here, I know I'm going off topic. This is great.
So here we go. This ship right here that we see, I mean, if we could see size-wise, probably when it comes to X-Wing, speak it into existence, not a small base, right? Just looking at, we literally have side by side right here. Is it medium or is it small? What do you guys think? I mean, or large, excuse me.
It's pushing a hefty medium. Like bigger than a Reaper.
It's the wideness, right?
Like that TIE fighter wing, it's almost like, the small bases are for, of a large base, right? Mm-hmm. So I could almost see that size make sense with this one. A lot of people jump to the conclusion like, it's a decimator, and like, if anything, it's at most a modified or Deci light, because it's got like those wings. I know the engine on the back looks very reminiscent of it.
Yeah.
but I don't think it's definitely not exactly the VT-49 is its designation.
Right.
Yeah,
Almost
49.
correctly.
Good memory.
Yeah, Lore Master. But it might be a different version under the same manufacturer, or it definitely looks modified. Because I think there's another shot of it landed somewhere in this trailer.
Right
Yeah,
there.
this one. I think that's the same ship. It looks heavily modified or custom. It just looks like it's stripped down and there's other stuff been put on it or swapped out with.
It's got the same jets, yeah.
It
It
doesn't seem
definitely
like it's
looks
the factory
Imperial,
line
right?
version of that ship. It's been worked on.
That's got to be a medium base. I just checked, like when you had that shot right before it with the TIE fighter, its width is the same as 2 TIE fighter, like
Wings?
non-wings.
Yeah.
And that's the same as a ARC 170. Like the ARC 170, if you take a TIE fighter and you do 2 TIE fighters together, that's ARC 170 width. So it's like a medium.
That'd
Not
be cool.
necessarily a large.
I know when I look at the ship, it definitely gives me Imperial vibes. Is definitely what I'm getting, but it is the most janky looking Imperial ship, and I say that just like bounty hunter esque type of. You guys were talking about like it's modified in some way. So if it was,
it's really weird how it. You're right. Like, even though I saw it fighting Imperial ships, it still looked Imperial to me.
yeah.
Maybe it's because I draw too many comparisons with the Decimator, but it's got that dark gray, the monotones, the slight, maybe a little bit blue of some of the ties and other Imperial stuff, which is it's the weird part, right? Because is it going to be a rebel ship? What is it? I don't know.
I could see, again, from the context that we have from the trailer, which is two and a half minutes of out of context scenes. If the guy is like an Imperial posing as an Imperial, but is actually helping the rebellion, or eventually does, but he kind of does his own thing, you could end up with like Scum, Empire, Rebel, like a three faction pack, and you get your different modified versions of it. Maybe Cassian steals it at some point, right?
I don't know about Scum though. I think they're really trying to focus on like the war here, where like really trying to divide. You have to be on the Imperial side, or you are on the Rebellion. And it's if there is like those fringe elements that we would traditionally put in Scum, I think this show might force them to choose a side. We always saw Solace Renegades, right?
Yeah.
Who were notoriously like their own faction, but have been fighting. I mean, Solace has been fighting the Empire since the Clone Wars. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think that they're going to force a lot of people to draw some lines here and pick a faction.
Turn of the Two Tubes.
Yes, right in the opening, right? Gotta love. Maybe we see him fly a X-wing. Are these modified lats? Like that's what I see from here. Some type of troop transport, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. That looks
Definitely seems
so
troop-esque with like a back door, large ramp drop down that troops would come out of. Like, it doesn't seem cargo-esque. It seems like they're taking stuff down there. Is that Sam Witwer? I don't.
It's not.
It looks like
it's
him.
it's not.
It's not. Why would he be in the trailer?
It's
if
not.
That's not him?
It's not. I double checked. It is not Sam Witwer. It's another white guy with very similar facial structure. It's not Sam Witwer.
I'm knowing Sam Witwer right now, asking him.
His face is like more slim. I think Sam Witwer's cheekbones are more pronounced.
Yeah.
That's what strikes me as the main difference, I think. But,
Yeah.
Okay. I've never paused to look at it since I watched it. I was like, maybe that's Sam Witwer. I don't know. And like now that we see it, like it just looks a lot like him.
Yeah. For anybody who don't know, Sam Witwer, he was the face of Starkiller and the voice of Maul and Palpatine and a lot of the animated stuff. So, but no, that not Sam Witwer. They're saving him for something good. Maybe the actual return of Starkiller at some point. But yeah, man, it looks so good. I'm excited, and I think it's quite bold of them. If you right at the end, they're like, yeah, we're starting off with 3 episodes at once, September 21st. Enjoy. Like
I think that is probably dealing with the fact that this was gonna premiere in the end of August, so they pushed it back. They did the same thing with Kenobi, right? They pushed it back like 1 week, and they said, "We'll give you 2 episodes." And we're like, "Yeah, whatever, just make it great." Kind of the same thing. Pushed it back 3 episodes. Whoa, it's like 3 hours later. This is great stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a mistake.
A mistake to put out 3 episodes at once.
Yeah. Because in my opinion, one of the things that is leading to the demise of Netflix is their release schedule. For example, Stranger Things is their most popular show, or one of the most popular shows, and a couple other ones as well. Umbrella Academy and a couple of them. They got a couple big hits and then a couple and 1,000 duds. Mm-hmm. They're big hits. They release them and you binge them in one weekend, and then you won't get it for another year. It gives you no reason why to maintain that subscription, because they're not feeding you something new every week. Mm-hmm. And the Marvel and Disney are really what's driving the Disney Plus. I mean, Marvel and Star Wars are the shows are what's driving the subscription. And if they get in the habit of like releasing something and then they let you binge it, and then they have like 2-3 months of lag time, that's 2-3 months that people can just opt out and then re-opt in when a new something comes in. So I think it's a mistake, because even now there's nothing new for Star Wars, and there's nothing new for Marvel that's on there that's keeping us coming back every week.
Not yet.
And
I know they got
until the end of September.
Exactly, but that's where that weekly drop is. Where
Marvel's got stuff in August.
Yeah, She-Hulk starts at the end of August in 20 days.
There's another Marvel thing, isn't there, as well?
Let me just do a quick search. Upcoming Disney.
I don't know. I've been all about that She-Hulk, though.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, that's why I don't think it's a good idea to like
5 short episode I Am Groot series, She-Hulk, and then Andor.
Okay.
Isn't there?
And some people are only Marvel fans, and some people are only Star Wars fans.
Sure.
Again, I think it's better to not get into that. Oh, we're behind schedule, so we're going to mass drop here. It's just trickle it. Keep us wanting, more, and keep us watching give us a reason to have an $8-9 subscription. As
a fan, thank you, because I get an hour and a half ish of content, hopefully, right? All at one time. I'll take it. And I'm curious, like, if the choice. Here's something that happened with crap. What was the first Star Wars series that we got? The Mandalorian. Sorry, The Mandalorian. So the first episode comes out, right? And everybody's like up in arms. All this, like, oh, what is all this? You ruined Star Wars, all this. And as it unfolded, right? People are like, oh, okay. And now it's so cool. Maybe releasing the multiple episodes at once relieves some of that, like, but why? Oh, I get to watch the second episode right away.
I mean, dude, Obi-Wan, I'm really glad released as 2 episodes, because that first episode, like, I left like, man, I don't know if I want to keep watching this show. It's so many
Obi-Wan
feels.
sucks.
Yeah, I was like,
he's broken.
I'm not a big fan of this Obi-Wan. But then episode 2 brings it back in, and then that's actually where the story starts developing. So I can see something similar to this. Now, how many episodes is there? Only 6? Is that what I'm understanding?
Oh no, Andor's like at least 12.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
so that was the other thing I was going to mention. Like, even though it's a 3-episode premiere, this one is back to like 10 plus episodes.
But they're like the 30-minute episodes, right? Not the hour-long or 45-minute,
Let me do some research.
probably.
Yeah, it says it's 12. It's 12 episodes for sure, and they have multiple seasons planned already. Like I feel, this is like a Star Wars thing at large. The majority of the fan base can agree that the Rebellion Empire time is like the most popular. This is a place where we argue the least about stuff, right? It's just the truth.
It's easy to be canonical. When you're before the Battle of Yavin,
Yep.
there's not as much like clear cut this happened and this happened outside of Rebels and Rogue One.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
I think what Andor is going to hit that's going to feel the newest is the political, the Senate, the Coruscant, everything we see on the Empire controlled that we hadn't seen before. Like, we've seen Outer Rim systems and rebellions and rebels, right? We'd seen Rogue One tie in directly into Episode 4, being like, what, how do they seal those plans? Like, question, answer, done. We saw the beginning of Han Solo. We saw the tail end of the Clone Wars and how that just started to go into the Empire being with Bad Batch.
Mm-hmm.
This feels like more the meaty middle, where there's like much more like, here's the Imperial control, the Senate still in existence, the political stuff still going on, but we haven't seen how it all interacted and happened. We only saw kind of like the very beginning of the Empire and the real end of or not the end, the close to the start of the original trilogy.
Yep. So we got some ground to cover, which is going to be a ton of fun. Super excited about it. Well, so if you haven't watched the trailer, check it out. Cool Star Wars stuff to talk about coming up in September. Happy birthday to all the September folks. Get some Star Wars. Whoop, whoop. Anything for the good of the order before we wrap it up today, my friends? All right.
No, just excited about Gen Con.
Gen Con. It's like I got home from vacation, I washed my clothes, and I threw it all back in a suitcase.
So how long do you guys think? I'm driving out there on Friday. I fly Saturday. You guys anticipate there being like a long line? Like,
I mean, probably not Friday night. Maybe.
Maybe just
I would assume
the
in the
badge
morning
and everything Friday, and
I would try to get it Friday. I'm gonna be
this year. I wasn't even messing around with the lines.
Oh.
I had it mailed to me.
I mean,
yeah, but there's like a COVID check or something. I gotta, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. They had to give you, like they did in Adepticon, they gave you a wristband or whatever to get through.
Like you either got a vaccine or you got to get.
Oh yeah, don't forget your COVID vaccine information. Double check Gen Con's websites for what you need to bring, along with the mask, and don't forget your pass tickets. So it's very important if they got mailed to you. Don't forget them at home.
Right here, I got mine. Right here.
Mine's also still in the vaccine envelope.
What is that?
Well, it's the pass and stuff, so you don't have to go to will call.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna have to go to will call. I mean, I just bought the tickets when, like, actually right after we played. Will was it, like a week ago?
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing,
no, that's not the way to do it. As a forewarning to everybody, learn from Marcel's mistake. Get it mailed to you. Man, do not stand outside the convention center. Again, that will call.
Those
Luckily, you're doing it
lines
Saturday.
get long.
Friday is not recommended to pick up your badge in the morning. That is a bad time. There's 50,000 people trying to get into Gen Con that day. So
yep.
If I recall, though, Gen Con is open almost 24/7 once it starts to when it ends. So the customer service area and I think ticket pickup and purchase there is open. So if you're a late night person, you can take care of it later, or really early morning person. Double check their times, but I recall swapping out a ticket one year for one event I wanted to do the day after, like before I went home for the night at like 12:30.
Yep.
Yeah,
Like,
well, one of my events got canceled. The game developer got sick.
boo.
Real sad about it. It was okay. It was only a $4 event, but I wanted to play the game. I was real excited.
We'll find something else to do.
But it was okay. That was like my filler event or whatever. I plan on playing a card game on Saturday. Whichever day is not the cut. Yeah. But you guys got anything else going on? Ryan, you got a game you're trying to meet up with? You doing Legion as well this year?
Oh no, I actually just sold my Legion stuff to a fellow in Kentucky. I would love to play. No. I enjoyed playing Legion. It was fun having a separatist force. I re-figured out once again why I don't play games that it's not as much the assembly. Assembly's fine. It's the painting, which is weird to say as someone who is an artist at heart, but painting the same thing over and over and over and over.
Because I was going to say the big models are painted, but you're talking the fighters and stuff, aren't you?
No, like in Legion, nothing's painted.
Oh, that's right. Wow. Yeah, true.
You're thinking Armada.
I am thinking Armada.
Yeah, which I do have, just a separatist.
Sorry. Yeah, that makes sense.
Fair enough. Well,
that's why none of us play Legion. So.
That's right. No time for that. We will see you, Gen Con, starting on Thursday. I will be around starting Wednesday, so we can get everything set up. But looking forward to see you guys this weekend. If you're not making it out to Indy, make sure to tune in live Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 4 days of X-Wing action coming to you from GSP. Looking forward to hanging out. We got some giveaways coming. During my vacation, I picked up some cool things that I'm going to be giving away. So that'll be fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go Squadron!